It was proposed to transfer the Recreation Supervisor Eugene Drummond from the Parks and Recreation Department to the Police Department to help improve our community conversations and relations as asked by the Council. And as you know, Mr. Drummond has extensive ties to our community and has been involved in numerous activities, as is with the report, and I won't go on reading that. So I would rather answer your questions than read over the report, and then you.
Any questions for the Chief? Seeing none, I move to approve Council recommendation. Councilmember Petrozo.
I was just going to make the motion and say that I think this is a good idea.
I do too.
I'll second the motion.
You already did.
Okay.
I have a motion by Mayor Thurston, a second by Councilmember Dossetti. Mayor and council members, please cast your votes.
I would like to make a comment.
Certainly.
You know, I like the idea. I think it's needed, but by transfer fund from the Park and Rec, which is a much needed fund for our youth, transfer that money to the police. I think it would be some cut off service from the Park and Rec. And I certainly agree with the position, agree with all the the communication that we need, but Park and Rec certainly need the money to help with our youth in the community here.
One of our budget items is to replace the supervisor with a.
We could, you know, transfer some fund from the general fund to for this position. But if you're going to transfer the fund from the Park and Rec to the police, I think, you know, it's not a good use of our Park and Recreation's funding.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. What I was going to say was, in our budget priorities and discussing this issue, one of the items during our budgetary process will be to fund a recreation coordinator to replace the recreation supervisor that's being transferred under this item. So it's not going to remain totally empty, I wouldn't think, unless the council decides otherwise. Councilmember Murphy.
Well, that is coming up, and what if we don't get that? That's the thing. We haven't looked at the budget yet, so.
I don't have the answer to what ifs tonight. Councilmember Murphy.
Yeah, Noah, you mentioned that services are going to be cut. What specific service is going to be cut by doing this?
At this point, there wouldn't be any services that would be cut in the recreation department. Many of the programs that all we're doing is transferring Mr. Drummond's salary, not any operational expenses or program expenses.
Right.
And so the programs that Mr. Drummond is working on would be many of the same programs that would be worked on in the police department, plus a number of others that we've talked about in terms of the council's goal of community outreach and communication.
Right. No, I agree. We've talked about this before, and that was my understanding. There was no service that would be cut, so I was curious when I heard that there would be. But good to know that there will not be any services cut in the Parks and Rec program by this change.
Anything else, Council? Ready to vote?